Welcome everyone for Game 30, semifinals match of the Mavor Hype Tournament Unity 2018. And we've got a real banger for you guys. We've got a Lovebone versus Pink Slip, and two pretty solid teams. You know, they've gotten pretty far here.
Yeah, we do have, for Lovebone, we have team captain Rails Barlow, very famous player and very experienced caster. And for Pink Slip, we have their captain Trice, also a very experienced player.
Yeah, no, for sure. I've known, Rails, and I've known Trice for quite a while. And I know Rails has really put in quite a bit of time getting his team ready to play this match. And I've played against them a few times. They're looking pretty good. I haven't really had a chance to go against the other team. So, don't have much to say about that, but
it is worth mentioning that this semifinals match is going to be, you know, the deciding factor. The winner will head on to grand finals. The loser will be in the running for third place, but that's all that we're going to see. We have the match going live right now. Lovebone on Survivor side, Pink Slip on the Infected side. And it looks like they're going to have this first hit ready. It's like the Hunter, Jockey, Hunter, and Spitter. The first Hunter gets skeeted, the second Hunter gets skeeted as well. Jockey gets shut down, the Spit went down onto nothing. Almost no damage going out, just a tiny bit onto the dance.
we saw some captain on captain skiing that Rails can skeet onto Trice. I think that's really, that's just a way of Rails sending a message that he's ready to play. He's not messing around. But, let's go through our players to watch here. I'm looking at Lobster Facts on Team Lovebone. He's their, like pot 2 or 3 or something. He's been pretty solid. And who do you got for Pink Slip? Who's your person to watch?
On Pink Slip, I will definitely be watching Trice. He is the team captain after all, and I think it's all going to be down to him to organize these hits down. We have the next hit going on, 2 Hunters going in, Smoker and a Charger quad cap, but it does not land. That Hunter's still getting a ton of punches in, and that Hunter was onto Vanilla for a good while. That's pretty decent damage on all the survivors, given such a big open area.
Yeah, not too shabby at all, and they're going to work their way through this map. And there's the Gnome Depot coming up, where you can get all your power tools and stuff. Tank's gonna spawn right before that though, so gonna see survivors kind of run back. And do we have war rooms, don't we?
Yes, we do. Shall we run it over to a Pink Slip war room?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
We're going inside.
You're going
might not have time. They have to rush.
Any chance I can climb?
What?
Some of them.
Go back towards safe room.
Here. Okay.
You should get another hit. We need a boomer, I think, here.
Oh fuck, they're inside.
Yeah, what are you gonna do up there?
Have to drop here at the front here.
In the safe room?
To hurry.
Alright.
Oh,
They're all
Jesus.
looking that way.
1 second.
Good for in-cap. Come on, Simba. Okay, we gotta help him.
Oh, what the fuck?
One more on Vanilla. One more. Alright, good time.
nice.
Come on, I was right in front of him. How are my punches not hit?
All right, and we are back. And that tank was not going so hot at first. We saw Vanille playing Rochelle, really putting some nice moves on that tank, kind of getting away and allowing her team to get some chip. But then, seemingly out of nowhere, Simba just went off and got 2 in caps there. That was pretty good damage overall for that spot. It can be pretty favorable, for the survivors. It's also really dark and really just kind of adds to the immersion, which is really the best part of this game.
Absolutely. We do have the next hit going in. Charge Spit, the Charger goes in and whiffs. We do have a Boomer and a Jockey landing onto Nick and to Ellis. That Jockey's still hitting onto Nick just for a second, but it does get cleared. Like you were just mentioning earlier, that room where Lovebone decided to take that tank fight, it's really dark, and that's not something that usually comes up in competitive servers, but there are lots of bar stools and desks right there. Vanille was doing a great job juking that tank out in the beginning, but she did get caught on there just for a second and got in capped, then Rails got in capped, so overall, I think that tank fight was pretty favorable for the Infected. 2 in-caps is definitely better than none, especially in such a difficult area. We go smoke, holy Coach just the last second. Boom, proxies onto Coach and Rochelle. Charge goes in, whiffs onto nothing. Jockey goes in, hits Rochelle just for a second, but also gets cleared.
Yeah, they're getting some decent damage here. Still looking pretty good for loveb. There's quite a bit of map left, but you know, they've got this tunnel up ahead, which they can do some damage. After that, you know, it's going to be tough for the SI to get some solid hits. So I think all things considered, they're probably pretty happy with that tank. They're probably, you know, pretty happy with where they're at right now, but they're going to have to do a little bit of work on this next hit here with this one-way drop. And have you ever seen anyone get a death pull here before?
I have not seen it happen, but it is always a possibility. After all, this fence is kind of tricky to maneuver on. Like, it kind of jukes you because you think you can stand there and still clear your team, but once you leave the flat surface, there's actually no way to get back. So that can kind of bait you a little bit. The next hit is ready. It is a Smoker Charger Hunter Spitter. The Hunter's already pre-spawned, sitting on top of the water tower, making a little bit of noise. loveb has taken this really carefully. They don't want to make any silly mistakes right here on the first map. Looks like they're all going to drop immediately. The hit is going in. Charger whiffs. Spit goes down to nothing. The Hunter does land, and the pull does manage to go out. Nice 2-cap, and that Hunter was in Spit, I just realized. Verbansky just took a ton of damage.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage on the Verb, and him holding that permanent health, they would have liked to have kept him clean there, but that will give them this last little tunnel here. So after here, it's going to be, you know, relatively smoother sailing. There's just a couple of dangerous hits, but there's still, you know, still quite a bit of map left. So with Verb going a little slow here, it's gonna definitely kind of up the ante on all these hits here. And the Witch is, look at the Witch, dude, right behind that light pole. Do you think they're gonna get her or what?
Well, this is a pretty unfavorable position because, you know, you can aggro her from this little park area, which looks like that's exactly what Rails is going for, but there are a lot of spawns here. Yep, the Infected are right. They are ready for her. They've got a Jockey, Boomer, Spitter, Charger. They're definitely going to want to make something happen here. 2 Bleeders and Verb is already slow. Lobster is holding on to the majority of the permanent health, and he's the only survivor that's, you know, going to be fast for the foreseeable future. Looks like they're going to aggro her. Rails is already going for some chips. She does get the crown, but the Jockey does land on him just for a second. Charger gets repositioned by the picnic table and misses. That's a lucky break for Rails. And,
indeed.
You know, the eye did not hit. That picnic table actually juked the Charger just a little bit.
I saw the Boomer try to get that spawn right behind the bush hedge, and he almost got it, but Verb making the heads up M2, and then, you know, next level Boomer pop on himself. So he's just taking one for the team and just saying, guys, I got the common. You don't need to worry about them.
We do have a pull going in from the back, and Hunters both landing onto Rochelle and Coach into Spit. That's going to be an in-cap onto Verb, and Vanille most likely as well. No, she just barely manages to make it out.
Get up.
Yeah, so now they've got, you know, 3 of their 4 players are slow, and still a bit of map left, and you're moving this slow. They're going to probably take another, you know, 2 or 3 attacks, depending on if Vanilla goes down here. So we'll see that Smoker's going to come from the rear, and they're going to almost get that in cap. What a quick clear by Verbansky. 0.67 seconds to be exact. Which is
That was a
fast.
really ambitious Smoker, but it almost worked out for them. The Charger does manage to get an in-cap onto Vanilla, goes for a punch onto Verb, but he does manage to avoid it. The Boomer also gets popped. Looks like that Jockey's going to move backwards to the map to try and get a despawn.
Thanks, I owe you one.
Yeah, sorry, I was adjusting my my volume. So Vanilla Black and White here, so we're gonna see if they can, you know, maybe finish her off. Still sitting at a 220 bonus, which is not too shabby, you know. And this is gonna be pretty much the last good attack the SI are gonna have as they leave here. They're gonna put Lobster Fax in front, but we're gonna see this kind of staggered 2-cap. But Vanilla is going to die, and the charge is gonna get a second charge. So that's one down. Rails and Verb pretty low, and that's going to cut their bonus down to 114. So about half their points go away on that hit, but that's going to be the last solid attack the SI have here.
Well, 1 death is certainly a good start for this first map. It, you know, it is worth mentioning. Urban Flight, it's an add-on campaign, and it's a long one. You know, every single map is pretty damn long. We do have a last-second boom landing onto Rails just for a second. The Hunter gets skeeted immediately. Very nicely done. That Jockey is going to duck into the safe room. I don't think he's going to have anything. Oh my goodness. Verbansky got in-capped by the Spit. I think he thought he was safe by standing on that rail, but that does not save you from Spit damage. He is down, and that Jockey is waiting. He's trying to get something onto Lobster, but yeah, he's just going to shut that door. The Jockey's trapped in there.
Yeah, dude, Jockey went to jail for being a little jockey nerd and going in the safe room.
Trying to be cheeky right there. With another triple boom landing, double charge landing, and the boomer is sitting right on top of them. This is a ton of damage. Oh my god, that's a wipe right in front of the safe room door. Right here on map 1 of Open Finals, the semi-finals match of the Mavor Hype Tournament. Very One of them died in the safe room, Xbye.
Yeah.
That's right. Who was it? Rails. Rails got in the safe room but died.
Dude,
Oh,
see, that's just an action-packed map right there, dude. This is gonna be a banger, dude. We got two teams that are, you know, really just wanting to win. And I think winner of this goes on to play. It's Bravo Sucks at Tetris, right?
Yes, Bravo Sucks at Tetris is in the grand finals, waiting for the winner of these two teams. We have the first hit going in. A Hunter does land into Spit. Very nicely done by Rails Barlow. That's definitely a lot more damage than loveb had to take. Reflector taking the majority of that damage. And we do have the tank is going to be up very soon. It is worth mentioning, you know, Verb tank admins. Not sure what he means by that. Oh, are we doing the tank pairings? I completely forgot to ask about that.
I don't know what that means, so I'm just gonna keep acting like I didn't read that. So.
I will. Yeah, there's no time to get into it right now. The next hit is up. Jockey Charger Hunter, another quad cap for a big open area. Oh my, what? All right, Reflector starting the car alarm. That's. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Looks like the Survivors are going to take it back, and looks like the Infected are also a little bit confused. They're going to try and reposition here. Looks like Jockey's going to try and spawn from on top of the building and land. Charger's going up there too. Both Hunters. They're all going to try and spawn onto the rooftop where the safe room was and just land on these Survivors. Hits going in. The Charger jumps in. He's getting chipped down. He gets mowed down. Another Hunter gets skeeted. Just the Jockey and Hunter left alive. One Hunter does manage to land onto Trice just for a second there, but that's a hit mostly shut down.
Yeah, nothing really going for the SI there. I'm guessing that alarm car was an accident. I don't know if maybe their plan is to hit it early and kind of take this tank out in this open area. That way they don't have to worry about it on the tank spawn. Like maybe that was their plan, but either way, nothing really came of it. So tank is up. It's a Verbansky tank, and I think it's about time we go to an infected war room.
Absolutely. Let's kick it over there.
Get that boom now. Nice. You might want to commit with that Verb if you can come in from the back fast enough.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Rochelle's forwarded down below. Rochelle's forwarded.
Yeah, I'm going.
He's no longer forwarded. You might want to decommit. Decommit and come from the back. Yeah, decommit and come from the back. There you go. Alright, now you can start rolling. Yeah, they're all on the stairs. They have no idea you're back there. Go, go, go.
Okay,
I'll pull a Reflector into you, okay?
Good.
Let him work, let him work, let him work. Nice, nice. One more on him. Nice. Alright, turn around. Help him now, go. Nice, keep on him. One more. I'll be up to help you in a second. Got Simba behind you. Trice is the last guy.
We got a smoker.
Nice. Good damage.
Reloading.
All right, and we are back, and you know that tank fight seemed to go a lot differently, but ultimately it's pretty similar for the Survivors afterwards. You got 2 downs and got another punch onto Rochelle there, so looking pretty good as far as our fairness, I guess, between both teams. What do you think about that tank there, Hollywood?
Well, it was looking really shaky for a second there. The tank was able to get a super early corner onto, I believe it was Reflector, and they did have 3 cappers ready, but fortunately for them, the first jockey that landed onto Trice got cleared immediately, and Pink Slip was able to recover for a second there. Just for a second, it was looking like a wipeout. They are still in this, and they've taken pretty comparable damage to loveb in that tank. Like we have the next hit going in, 2 Hunters jockey, and oh my goodness, and a boomer waiting in the wings. If he is spawned, he is going to get an incredible arc boom on 2 Survivors right there. Very nicely done.
Yeah, not too bad at all. So similar situation, like you said, we got 2 Survivors on 10 health. They have 2 pills. I didn't pay a lot of attention, so I don't know if there's any pills over there. I'm assuming there are, but I couldn't tell you there.
I don't
if you
remember loveb being able to find any extra pills. So I think for now, it's only these 2 pills for their 2 bleeders that they've got left. And Simba is already sitting pretty low. He's at 44 damage, which means that he could be put in the slow at any moment right now. The next hit is ready. Hunter, Jockey, Spit, a Charger. Looks like they're going to hit him right now. Charger coming from the front, Hunter coming from the back. Hunter does land just for a second. The charge does land with Spit onto Simba. That's going to be perhaps an incap or maybe just 20 damage or so. He just barely managed to make it out of there, but he is now slow. That's 3 bleeders and 1 pill left for them.
Yeah, that was a great. I don't know if the SI planned that, but that was a great target to pick for that charge. But like you said, he's now slow. He's now on 10th health, so they're going to kind of hold this last of the pills, and we'll see. They're moving a little slower. They still haven't gotten down to the tunnel yet, and that's going to be a chance for loveb to get some pretty good damage. And we're going to see that kind of go in the boomer from behind that fence, and going to land a 2 there, but nothing else really going other than some free spit damage. Although Reflector's going dangerously low there.
Absolutely. loveb was also put slow and about the same area, and that allowed the SI to set up something on the Witch. Unfortunately for Kingslip, when they tried to capitalize on the Witch, you know, the Charger got repositioned by a picnic table, the Boomer somehow popped itself, you know. So I think loveb has a pretty decent opportunity here to make something happen with this Witch. Obviously, it's not a great area, but it's better than nothing. The Witch has now spawned, and they've got 3 bleeders. Trice is the only one hanging on to some permanent health right now. They have an opportunity to make a serious lead right here.
Yeah, they need to get this pretty clearly though, but the SI, they're going to go in on the separation here. They're going to split the survivors, and nothing really going on other than that 1 boom. So that's gonna allow them to be a little more aggressive on the switch if they choose to do so. So they're not going to bleed out too much here.
Absolutely. Trice is fast, and he does have the shotgun. I would definitely go for that right now. Yep, he does manage to get it. Very nicely done. They're going to move right on through. If I were loveb, I definitely would have started on that Witch. I know the separation looked nice, but I think they may have squandered an opportunity. Regardless, there's still plenty of opportunities to wipe them before the safe room. Next hit is going in. Smoker and Spit. Boomer going on 2 different survivors. No one is clearing Ellis. That's a lot of damage on the Impressive right now. He's going to be put back in the slow. Smoker's going to get another scratch for good measure.
Yeah, a lot of separation there. Also, something to note, Coach is black and white with 4 health, now 3 health and ticking, so I don't really know if Reflector's going to make too much more distance, but either way, we're going to have a really close game after this first map. I mean, even if they were to make it with their bonus right now. Absolutely. We're going to have a really close score, so that's going to set up map 2 pretty nicely.
Both teams are definitely taking this very seriously. After all, we are in the money range. You know, whoever, even if the team who loses this, the 3rd place prize will be for money. So obviously, you don't want to, make any silly mistakes right now. The next hit is ready. We've got a Charger Smoker, Hunter, quad cap in a pretty decent alley. There's cars, there's rooftops, there's lots of places to spawn. Looks like they're already going in. Both Hunters going in. One lands onto Ellis, the other one lands onto Rochelle. Smoke goes down onto Nick, gets a punch and a charge. Tons of damage right now. That's a death onto Reflector. Simba and Impressive are both down, and Trice is down. That's a wipe. Very nicely done.
Yeah, great attack there to close out the map. And like I said, we've got a pretty close score, so it's more or less even at this point. And this isn't really a difference you worry about too much. So we're gonna go into map 2 here, and this is another long map, and there's some pretty interesting tank fights here. So I don't know if you have any opinions, but I kind of hope that we see the right after the little market tank, like that, the fake safe room, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, absolutely. The early tank tends to not be anything, super notable. I would definitely hope that we get a later tank like you just mentioned.
Yeah, dude, I want to see that tank just drop in right on top of all survivors and just have them just duke it out, right? Just give us some action. Let's see what happens.
We do have loveb here starting on the survivor side. They do have a lead, but it's not anything major. It's about 50, 60 points here. So they can't get too comfortable here. And if anything, you don't really want to start as the survivor on this map because like we were just mentioning, if it's a later tank, that could be a real swing for it. 37%, that's going to be an early tank, unfortunately. But regardless, we do have the first hit. Jockey, Spit, or Smoker, Charger. Spit charge is always a possibility, but this is a pretty difficult area to make anything happen.
It can be. I think the goal here is just to kind of all clobber on the one survivor with a full charge, and that's what we're going to see here. So that Spit's going to go a little deep, though, and not getting the spread they were hoping for. So Lobster Fax is only going to take 30 damage there. He could have been in for a lot more, and luckily for Lovebone, they're gonna rush through here, and we're gonna probably see them, get up on the third floor, the last floor they have to go to get through this building, and we're gonna see where Pink Slip's gonna want to attack. That Boomer's gonna kind of tip their hand. They're gonna go early, but imagine we'll see them safe here and wait for a spitter, yeah.
Absolutely, but they've already got a Charger Jockey Smoker. A Spit would be ideal in this situation. These are pretty... after they get into this room, they're going to go into an office space. That's a pretty confined area. It's really dark as well. Again, darkness is actually a major factor in this map. We do have a Smoker looking for a last second pull. It does manage to land a charge onto Coach, and a Jockey lands onto Vanilla just for a second, but gets cleared. That's another hit mostly shut down, although they definitely had the separation going for a second.
Yeah, just another, little bit of damage. They're kind of just shipping them away, and the key part is getting these survivors out of the 5-punch range for this tank fight coming up. And I think we're going to see the tank fight in the market, and I've scrimmed Rails' team a few times, and every time they've taken it in that market, they have not done so well. So they're gonna run back to the offices, I think, which can be a fun spot.
Are we thinking War Room?
Dude, I'm thinking Nick's getting beat up by that Jockey Charger, but yeah, let's go ahead and take it to an Infected Worm and see how they're going to want to play against this.
Backwards.
Interesting. You get a car there? You can get a car there, maybe.
I have like unlimited sight here. You should just keep hitting. Nice.
Reloading. Hey, I'm reloading.
Do you have a spawn impressive?
Okay.
Reloading.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
I'm a reload. Is that what you shooting me? Reloading. Reloading. Look out now. Reloading. Reloading. Look out. Reload.
I don't think they have ammo there.
We got a hire.
Yeah, they don't have ammo there. They have to drop to get ammo. Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm moving up.
Reloading. You can have this.
Did they
One
get
guy's
ammo?
still on the original roof.
No,
Moving back.
no. That builds
How the
now.
hell did I get up there?
The ladder. By
You can
the
go up here, where the hunter is. Trice.
I'm up, I'm up.
Oh, second.
I'm just gonna commit. Did they get ammo? Yeah, they did, didn't they?
No.
Don't get
No?
pounced.
Alright.
Reload. Shoot the damn tank!
how can I get back?
Reload. Need some help. Hey, I'm reloading.
Just get up.
Shoot the tank! Thanks.
Thought they didn't get ammo.
Light that mother up!
Although we're not shooting it that much.
It's going AI.
Should hit maybe.
Yeah, you guys should be hitting. Just hit.
Back to respawn.
Hey, keep shooting!
If it'll let.
Horrible.
All right, and we are back. We're going to watch the remaining 190 health of this AI tank. Probably not going to last too much longer there, but pretty good tank fight there for Pink Slip. I really liked what Trice did by running on that little wall there to the side and able to keep a lot of sight and get some rocks in there. And the survivors, they went from having right before that tank fight, everyone had a lot of green health. They had all their pills, and then that Jockey charge onto Lobster took him down to like 30 health, and They've only got one set of pills left, able to get a a nice in cap onto Verbansky up there on a pretty tough spot for the tank. So I think if you're Pinks, you're pretty happy with that. And we're gonna watch as Lovebone kind of goes through this map. Do you have any thoughts on that tank there, Hollywood?
Well, as you mentioned, Trice did a great job not getting chips, keeping sight. I think by the time he climbed up there and engaged, he still had like 90% HP. And he was able to get a really nice early in cap onto Verbansky. My only two criticisms were I think his support came in just a little bit early. They got cleared as Trice was in capping Verbansky, and by the time he turned around, he had no one there to help him. But you have a boomer going in just for a second, but gets popped very nice. However, the charger is still going to go in and spit. Nice double charge. Ellis and Rochelle are both going to eat some of that spit, and the jock is going to hop onto Ellis for good measure.
Yeah, the Pinks are just continuing to do a lot of really good damage on these attacks to Lovebone, and this being one of the longer maps, it's going to be tough. If they don't find some pills here, it's going to be tough for them to make this map. But I think they can get some pretty good distance. They still have that event where the tower kind of blows up, whatever. So
yes.
if they can get to that with similar health that they have now, they can make some pretty good distance here.
This is certainly the opportunity. They took a lot of damage from that tank, but they've still got their team reasonably fast. The next hit is ready. Hunter Smoker spitted. Boomer, pretty bad 2-2, but this is a nice confined area. Oh my goodness, that Hunter got annihilated. We do have a triple boom going out, and Ellis getting pulled into spit. That's going to put Rails Barlow very slow, and there's a ton of horde on him. That just might be, he's just trying to push on through, but I think he might get in cap unless the team comes here to help him. They are helping him. Nick's clearing those commons out with the golf club. I think Rails is showing a little bit of impatience. Not really sure what that was about.
Yeah, I think he does. They got to go fast here. They don't have a lot of time, everyone bleeding out, but they're going to make it to this rooftop just before the SI gets set up, so that's pretty good, although they're going to go in and we're going to see some kind of split play here. We're going to go on the charge with the Hunter, but could have went the charge. That's going to be one in cap, almost two, and Rochelle taking a little bit of spit damage there, a little over aggressive on that pickup, but yeah, like I said, they've got to find some health here. They're not looking so great anymore.
They most certainly are not, and there were no pills in the overrun safe room. There were no pills at the weapons where Coach just passed. It's looking pretty grim right now for Lovebone. They're in very bad shape, and this is a very dangerous area right now. Fortunately for them, there's not much infected to capitalize on it. They've got a Jockey, Hunter, Boomer, Smoker. Boomer gets popped immediately. The Jockey is up. It has nothing to do. Looks like that Hunter is walking around inside the building. He's going to look for a different spawn. His team just cannot help him whatsoever. Smoker's looking for a last-second pull onto Verb. He does manage to get it, but also gets cleared.
Yeah, nice play there by Verb to not just rush across and get pulled off in ledge. So they're going to keep going. This next little stairwell can be pretty dangerous, especially if they get a spitter here, which they do have. They have the Hunter, they have the Charger, so they've got the tools to cause a lot of damage, and there's a couple survivors that are in that low range. They could get in-capped here, so I'm excited to see how this plays out. They're going to go in right now, and we're going to see one in-cap. We're going to see a second in-cap.
Doesn't look like it. That Hunter has been sitting at the rooftop for a while now, but he doesn't seem to feel like going in. That's another in-cap onto Rails, I believe. Is he black and white? He is. That's very unfortunate for him. This witch has spawned, but she's hardly worth mentioning. She's in a horrible spot. She's in a different stairwell entirely, so I doubt the survivors are even going to bother with her right now. We do have a last-second smoke going out onto Nick. Some spit going down, but it's not enough to in-cap Lobster. He's still holding on. Just a tiny sliver of HP. Charger goes in, stumbles the survivors, but doesn't do any damage. They're going to start this event. Right now, it's all about pressing that W button. The tower is going to go down. We're going to see if they can even make it to the brothel or whatever that place is called.
Yeah, right. I imagine they may not all four make it across this thing, but I bet some of them do. Although they're really lucky. I don't know. We're going to see the Hunter go for a scratch. They're going to get one in cap. He's going to go down, and we'll see how silent this Jockey is. If he gets an in cap, confirm silent, and he's going to land on the rails. Almost dies, and the spit's going to get him. So yeah, they're down to just Verb and Vanilla up, and we'll see if Verb can survive long enough for that pickup to go out.
Spit is going to get the scratch, interrupt the pickup. Vanilla's trying to pick him up, but Verb can't clear all these common right now. It's really rough right now. 4 lops. In fact, Charger's going to go in. It's going to get a nice double charge. That might be the wipe. That is the wipe. It managed to in-cap Verb just from the arc and kill Vanilla. That is it for Team Lovebone. They are down right here. None of them made it to the brothel. Unfortunately, no fun times for you.
That's probably not what they wanted. But Yeah, I mean they got 433 points, so it's another long map, and we're gonna see how this tank plays out. And could be a chance for Pink Slip to make some points up here. You know, they don't have to go too much further than Lovebone did to take the lead. So we're gonna. I'm interested to see where are they gonna take this tank, and how that tank fight's gonna go. So, but first we have this amazing first attack with the charge spin. And it looks like they may go kind of early here, maybe.
Looks like they are okay. The jockey's already pre-spawned.
Jockey just knocking the lights out.
Doesn't that happen automatic? Doesn't matter. Looks like
You gotta scratch the power box.
Oh, I see. All right, Lobster has scratched the power box. He's chilling behind those cardboard boxes. I don't think you can shoot through those. Nick's going for it, but I don't think that's gonna work. Charger Smoker going in. The smoke misses. The Charger still goes in. Doesn't hit anything. The jockey does land it onto Nick just for a second. The spit goes down, but doesn't hit anything. That's a hit, mostly shut down with no incident. Tries taking just a tiny bit of damage right there.
Yeah, they did a great job of kind of baiting that attack out and retreating, to the right places and avoiding the cap and spit. So not a lot of damage, although Lovebone did have a nice death order. So likely to see a tri-cap with a boomer. Yeah, that's what we're going to get. So we're going to see, when they want to go, probably in this room up ahead. They're going to want to go probably a little earlier than later. Those SI are going to come in. The charge he's going to mess that door up, but does get a scratch or two, and just a one boom. Maybe he'll get a proxy on someone, but nothing too crazy. I think you're still in good shape if you're Pink Slip here.
Absolutely. I would be perfectly happy with the amount of damage I had taken if I were Pink Slip. Lovebone, I think they're showing some weakness right there. Both of those hits were pretty disorganized, not much to say. And if I were Pink Slip, I would definitely be feeling a little confident right now, but you can't let that get to your head. It's definitely all about this tank fight, like you said, Alexi. We're going to see how they manage to take it. Looks like they're going to have to take just one more hit before they spawn this tank. Smoker charges Spitter Jockey. The smoke gets onto Nick. Jockey lands and then charge into Spit. Looks like they're all going for Trice right now. They got a ton of damage onto him. Oh
Dude, he took so much fall damage. Oh, that's really unfortunate for Pink Slip. They all kind of ganged up onto Trice there. They wanted the charge from behind the stairwell, and then Trice, he just tried to get out of the spit and just fell. Literally took like 70 fall damage, and he's also really separated right now. If they had a capper, they could really capitalize, but I don't think that's going to happen, and I'm not sure where they're going to go, but we've got a tank up. It's a Rails Barlow tank, so let's go to the infected war room.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Climb, hit them when they climb, yeah.
Fuck, if I can get up there. I'll try
Just
to
that
go
boomer
for
when
the
you can. Yeah.
Nice.
That's them.
Oh, not again!
I will get that car up there, hell or high water. They're gonna try to chip me. When they try to chip me, hit them.
Watch out! Reloading! Reloading here!
Yeah, you have to go for a hit like now on the ones in front. Go.
I'm ready.
Yeah, go hit.
It's close.
Yeah.
Watch out there. Watch out.
That should be in.
That's over.
This isn't good. But I have to start rolling it, so support early is probably good. I can't even climb up this thing, what the fuck? Have to go the other way. Is there even another way? I don't even know how to get up there.
This
Fuck.
is the only way.
Oh
Just the
god,
cop
okay.
car to the
Yeah.
roll of the van.
Cop car would work better, yeah. Okay. You're gonna have to put me way early. Feel like now would be good, yeah. Go, hit.
Nice.
Fuck. Oh
Nice,
shit!
that's a kill.
Bye.
Nice, good job.
All right, and we are back, and Rails Barlow with the most epic bait of all time, taking all that chip before he commits, and then just piece punching Reflector. Like I bet everyone in chat was like, "Oh no, Rails is throwing. Rails sucks." Yeah, Rails just owned all you guys. Wow, what a way to turn a situation around. I mean, he was having a lot of trouble getting on top of that van. He was down to like 3,000 health. And then I don't know if the survivors just weren't aware of that gap, or if they were just too busy with other things. But yeah, and this is like now we got a big 2-cap going out here. It's just tons of damage. I mean, you hardly see such a huge shift in momentum. Like literally, that went from just a dead tank to now 1 death, 1 in-cap, and just nothing. Wow. I mean, I'm speechless. I don't really know what else to say other than what a great punch. Oh, and Coach is out of ammo. Yeah, I see that.
Oh my goodness, things are going so badly for Pink Slip. Just like Alexi said, I am at a loss for words right now. What a ridiculous tank, but we got a boom and charge spit landing onto Coach. You know, if he's got no ammo, he may as well have no health. Down he goes, in spit with the comment down. Oh my goodness, what a disaster. I don't think Reflector was aware that there was a gap in the fencing there. He jumped, I think, trying to juke that tank punch, and he figured, you know, whatever, if I get hit, I get cornered, it's fine. Nope, he flew out of there like a rag doll, and now Pink Slip is just... Right now, it's all about, can they even make it as far as Lovebone? It is not even a question of, can they finish this map and take a lead, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. Impressive is going to be slow. I mean, for as far as I can tell, I don't remember where health was, and we're going to see a quad cap come in, and it's not going to land on all 3, but they are going to get the in cap on the Coach while the other 2 get caps. So that's going to be the map, and now we've got ourselves almost a 300-point difference. And yeah, wow.
That's definitely what you're looking for if your team Lovebone. That tank fight was so bad towards the beginning. I mean, Rails looking like an AI tank down there. He wasn't even able to get up onto the roof. He took so much chip, but you know, that 1 punch is all you need. Left 4 Dead 2 is such a volatile game. Sometimes you can have things in the bag, and then out of nowhere, a tank or a witch or just a random death charge can ruin everything for you. Right here in the semifinals of a tournament, that is a heartbreaker.
Yeah, that was sick. That was exciting, though. You know, that was a fun moment to share with everyone. I'm glad we got to experience that together. But we are here on to map 3, and you know, yet again, another really long map. I have no idea where this tank spawns. I think it's after the it's after like the warehouse and after the mountain. It might be in this like maze. I think it's before the event. I hope it's before the event, because the event tank really is not very fun. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. This can be kind of an exciting first hit. You'll see SI kind of fly out right as soon as they can go, and they're right above the survivor. So it's kind of fun there. But we're gonna see. The boomer looks like he's getting in position to maybe go on the drop. So I don't know, we'll see what they do. I don't know.
It looks like all the infected are looking to spawn in this apartment building to the right of the safe room as soon as they come out. And I think you're right, Alexi. It looks like they are all positioning to hit them at the drop right here, where there's this palm tree on fire and a bunch of tables on there. That is actually a pretty dangerous hit now that I'm looking at it. We're going to see how Lovebone handles this, because typically the spawn here is like you spawn immediately as soon as they leave the safe room right behind them. Kind of like Dark Carnival map 2, but that's definitely not what the infected are going for.
Yeah, I will say, you know, I think Rails will be aware that if they don't go right away, he's going to know that something's up, and it's kind of a tough angle to hit here. The timing has to be just right to do a lot of damage, and I think we might see Rails team drop off here and go to that room to the right, and you know, hold things out. Although the infected are going to go into a little bit early. We're going to see quite the quad boom, but nothing else lands really. So it's really just the smoker to contend with, which he's going to have a tough time with that angle. And we'll see if the Charger can get a scratch or two as they kind of go in. But overall, you know, so far things aren't going too bad, but we know how quickly things can change, right?
Absolutely. You were right, Alexi. Rails definitely, you know, smelled something fishy, and they were able to bait out that hit. Charge was still hanging out at the bottom of the truck. He does have his charge back, but he gets mowed down before he hits anything. Smoker and Hunter hanging out in the back, but looks like they're not going to be able to do anything. Looks like they're repositioning. You can't actually despawn until quite a ways into the map, so I think they're going to try and get something. Nope. Lovebone is going to push on through. They definitely know that they've got the advantage, and they're pushing for it right now. But this is a pretty dangerous area. This bridge here, the fencing is down. It's a reset possibility. We do have a single boom landing. Looks like they're going to deal with that horde on the inside. They don't want to kill any of these specials. You know, you don't want to give them the charge. That's for sure.
Yeah, as you said, this can be a tough spot. So Looks like they're just kind of playing it safe. Oh, they're going in, and oh, the jockey is going to get one off. That's going to be an inconvenience for sure. Not a ton of damage, but Smoker's still trying to make something happen. And see, he needed Ellis here maybe. No, Smoker is just doing tricks. I don't know, dude. I don't know what the Smoker's doing.
I mean, he's definitely the perfect special to capitalize on this reset, but I don't think he's going to get much of it. No, he does. Vanille getting reset again. The team is just does not care about Vanille, apparently. And a charge going out onto Nickel, though it does get cleared just before it hits the wall.
So we'll see if the Boomer can go. He's going to probably get at least a 2-boom here. There's just the one they play it smart, so they do make it across, and we'll see as they go through here. This team does like to go out in the water and kind of mess around.
They're going for it. Yep.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't like this. This is
for those of you watching.
So long.
Alexi and I have both scrimmed with Rails' team before, and they are big fans of this strategy, and we most certainly are not. But they're going for it. You can walk across this water. It's a big open space. It takes forever, but it's certainly the safer route. Although not if you just get boomed right in the face like that. But, I mean, you know, look at this situation. What can the specials do? They're just hanging out. Do have the long-distance pull landing onto Vanille. Spit goes down, a few scratches. The jockey does manage to land onto Ellis for a second. That's a lot of damage for such a terrible area. What are you guys doing?
It was a combination of spit and death spit, and they move so slow they can't get out of it quickly. So, yeah, see, it's just, I don't know. It's like an unneeded hit. You go through the bottom of the house, I think you're in better shape. And we see Lobster Facts way behind. And the Hunter's just going to make some noise to kind of slow him down. So we're still at 27%. We still have a ways for the tank. The Witch is somewhere. She's going off. Boomer's
She's aggro. She's going in. I don't know who shot her, but there is a Hunter and a jockey going first. The Hunter gets skeeted immediately. That Charger is back, however. The Witch gets crowned. Jockey lands onto Ellis just for a second. That Charger is looking for a sneaky last-second charge from the back, it seems. No, looks like he's going to despawn it. Or no, he is spawning up, but there's a fire right in front of him. I don't think he's going to be able to make it survive. Yep, he's going for a despawn. Very nice Witch crown by... I don't even know who that was by. That was a big potential for damage, but they made it through. Looks like they're looking for a few kills in this warehouse before they're going to continue on through the map.
Yeah, and the SI, they have a quad cap, so they're going to go. They're going to go in while they're in the warehouse. This is going to be tricky. If they can't land, it'd be huge, although Ellis is going to position himself just in a tight enough of a spot to allow his team to get the clear, so not a lot going on here, and we're still about 10% away from this tank, so we're gonna, I don't know, we're gonna kind of just, well, I don't know, it's getting closer. Maybe it is gonna be here in the big maze. This could be fun, yeah.
This actually would be a very interesting spot for a tank fight. There's lots of places for you to chip the tank. I mean, it's a big open area, but there's also lots of hedges, so plenty of places for a rock tank, spawns, and whatnot. Looks like Loved One's going to take one last hit before they have to spawn this tank. Jockey, Charger, Boomer, and Spit. Nice move, double boom coming from the back. Charge Spit lands onto Ellis. That's going to be an in-cap onto Rails for sure. Boomer's getting a few scratches in, gets a proxy onto the rest of the team. Rails is down, I believe. Is that the second in-cap or the first?
That is in-cap number 1. So yeah, you know, Rails, he heard those spawns. He put himself in a more aggressive position. I don't know if he was trying to, you know, focus everything onto him or if he was trying to make a play, but his teammates were a little behind there, so he does go down with the in cap. And ooh, we got a pause, and Impressive has left. So who is this tank?
Looks like it is in the hands of Reflector.
Reflector. All right, dude.
Well, this pause does give us a chance to take a quick breather. Rails Barlow has definitely been playing this map fast and furious. He's been pushing, you know, all the time, no matter how many SI he's been eating. And I mean, I think that's just kind of the way you have to do it when you're playing on such a long map like this. You know, as much as you can scrim this map, there's, you know, when it's add-on, anything can happen, and we've already seen that happen. So I think he's certainly taking the right approach, but it is making this match, I think, much closer than he would like.
Yeah, I would agree, and we're going to see this first attack come in. I think it's about time to go to an infected worm.
Again? Yeah. At least it's not a full freeze on your computer. then we would know.
Okay, you ready?
Alright, ready.
Did you settle?
Let's go.
They're on the mount.
Yeah, rock over top of the bush.
On the bench too.
Alright, you want to hit?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Reloading.
Wow.
They're really going back.
You gotta restart.
All right.
Bringing it back just for the sake of keeping something going on. Impressive is repeatedly crashing. I'm not sure what the issue is. Lobster Facts, you forfeit GG. This is keep it professional.
Yeah, this is always frustrating. Sometimes these custom campaigns, sometimes people just crash and crash and crash, and he's definitely on a roll there. That's 3 crashes in a row. So survivors do look like they're going to fall back and take it into the warehouse. I know they like it in there. They've got a strategy for that warehouse. Yeah, I don't want to ruin the surprise. I want everyone.
Yeah, let's
to be,
not.
I want everyone to be just as in awe as we are. Or something. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I've scrimmed with Rails' team, and they'd use the strat on me, and I'm hoping that Impressive can get back in just so I can watch Reflector despair at the absolute insanity that is this tank strat. But I'm not sure if he's going to make it back in. That would honestly be a heartbreaker. I so was looking forward to watching this match all the way through.
I imagine they have a sub or something. Yeah, like there's got to be someone they can bring in. Or,
Surely someone.
Yeah. Do you have any idea like what this tank's rage is at?
I do not. It can't be any less than I would say 80%, because I mean he's only been up. He had what? He spawned in, he threw a tank, he moved over here, and he's in the middle of another rock throw. So I would estimate he's about 70 or 80, and he's going to drop down to probably 60 by the time he catches up to them, or maybe 50. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Add-on campaigns. It's difficult to estimate anything, honestly.
Right. I just hope he has enough health to where with Impressive rejoining, and having, I think, will he have a spawn timer? Is that in this config? I don't know, dude. Hopefully him rejoining doesn't mess up his spawn timer and ruin this tank. That's what I'm getting at here.
Absolutely. While we're waiting, I think you've certainly had the right idea in that Lobster Facts was certainly the player to watch. He did get bullied pretty hard on map 2 just before that tank fight, but so far, doing some really great clears, doing some really impressive skeets and whatnot. And to his credit, Trice did make a really great tank fight. Is there anything else notable that you think is worth mentioning while we're waiting?
I mean, just to go a little further with Lobster Facts, and he's really become a more aggressive player. You'll often see him in the front, just trying to make plays against SI, and that I think his MVP numbers are showing that, which is great. These kinds of tournaments, you like to see players improve and find a role they're comfortable with. So that's great for him. I think Verbansky is currently the MVP on the SI side. So Verb's a good player. He's been around for a while now, and him and Rails have some pretty good. What's the word I'm looking for?
Synergy.
Yeah, sure. I think I was looking for an easier word than that, but yeah, no, that works. And I want to say, I heard that Pink Slip hadn't really, scrimmed this map very much, so they've looked, pretty well or pretty good, considering that, they're here in a close game and they can definitely, take the lead here at any moment. We only have this map in the finale, which I can't wait to see what happens in the finale when the second team's tanks don't spawn and they have to figure out what they're gonna do. But we'll deal with that when we get here, or when we get there, I should say.
Both teams are memeing it up in the chat, and just to sort of touch on what you were mentioning, we've got some really, some veteran players who have very long, histories here. We've got Rails Barlow, we've got Verbansky, but I think one of my favorite parts has been what you mentioned, watching players improve. Some of the, the younger blood, so to speak, just a figure of speech, obviously, but it's really great to see teams that weren't, they only became teams from the start of this tournament, and you can see all of their work paying off. Lovebones scrimming this map like nobody's business, and Pink Slip, working. Perhaps they have scrimmed, perhaps they haven't, but I think they've certainly kept it together, and this is still a very close game. I'm really looking forward to seeing the end of this match.
Yeah, no, for sure, and especially once this tank kind of goes through, we'll have a better idea of how this game is going to go, and it looks like we are just about ready. I thought I saw someone said Verb needs a second. I don't know if Verb's doing Verb things, whatever that is. Sometimes the internet goes bad, but yeah, we're gonna see this tank in the warehouse. Lovebone down to just 2 pills. Rails is full temp, 1 in cap. Vanilla is like 30-ish health with another extra 30 health in temp. So they've got plenty of health for this tank. But I will say, like, once you get to the event, like, this can be the event can be kind of tricky. You can take a bunch of damage, and after that, it's not so tough of a map.
Absolutely. The event on this map, you've got to lower the bridge. It starts an alarm. You got to run across the bridge with a ton of commons on you. Lots of vehicles on the bridge and lots of opportunities for, death charges, death jockeys, whatever all. There's gaps in the fencing there. It's a really difficult event to make it through, period, let alone if you've got a couple bleeders, which, Lovebone already has pre-tank fight. They might take more, they may not, but even at the health they were at, it would be a very long and difficult event to run through. So Pink Slip is certainly still in this. They can definitely wipe them before they reach that safe room, either if not with the tank, with the event. And they still have an opportunity to take the lead here on this map. This would certainly be the time to do it, because on the finale, the potential for come gap is much less on there.
Yeah, for sure. And also, I want to see how many pills we're going to run into. I feel like we haven't really seen a lot of health items throughout the first 2 maps of this campaign. Like, no one has seemed to have found any pills.
I would agree. It seems both teams got stiffed in terms of pills on this map.
Yeah, it's freaking Medicare, dude. No one's got health insurance, so
This is America.
yeah. But yeah, if they can find a couple pills, that'll definitely help. But again, until we see this tank fight go through, we don't really know how the rest of the map will play out, and yeah, we're just continuing to wait here, and yeah, dude. So did you watch the other semifinals game?
I did. I wasn't able to watch the whole thing, but I saw the first 2 maps, and then I saw the last half of the finale. I couldn't believe it. I thought for sure Coach Days was going to win, I'll be honest.
Yeah, if I had to have bet, I think I would have slightly favored them. But that's why you play the game, man. You never know, dude. No, I had the game up on a monitor. I didn't really pay super close attention. But yeah, no, it was a slugfest, man. There was a lot of solid tank play and a lot of wipes going out, and
Absolutely. Lupe's tank with the double car ricochet or whatever that was. Oh my god.
Oh, that's the stuff that legends are made out of,
Exactly. Lupe's tanks are just ridiculous. I wish I had that skill.
If you were to name, the Mount Rushmore of Left 4 Dead 2, dude, Lupe tanks are on there. Top 4. There you go.
Who else would be on there, just out of curiosity, since this game has unfortunately... I've run out of things to say.
I don't know, dude. I wanted to make a joke or a meme, but I just...
Lupe tanks, Rails commentary.
I don't have it in me. Yeah, there you go. I don't have it in me.
That's all right.
This pause has gone on for too long. There's no more room for jokes.
Oh yes,
Only
that reminds us.
Serious commentary.
Introducing Xbye, our streamer. His name is Xbye. Big shout out to him.
Would this make Xbye the head producer of Left 4 Dead 2?
I suppose it would. He is the reason why I have been started casting this tournament. He took a chance on me when I was just a wee lad. I can't with these guys in the chat. You killed my father.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you watch the World Cup at all? It's kind of old news.
I didn't get to watch as much as I wanted to. I like soccer. I play soccer. I got to watch the final. I was a little sad. I was hoping that Croatia was going to win.
Yeah.
They did not. I thought Belgium was the best team. I thought, Belgium should have definitely been in there. Like a Belgium-Croatia final would have been pretty sick, but instead we got France winning, which great for them. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, you don't like the tricolor? You don't like France?
No, they're all right. I just I'm obviously I'm a Team USA fan because I hate teams that win. And I'm also half Greek, so I like Greece, but Greece hasn't played in the World Cups in like 87 years. It feels like.
I was about to say I can't remember the last time I saw Greece in the World Cup.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I just I just like to see the teams that they play some exciting soccer, and I really liked watching Belgium play. Really liked watching Croatia play. Brazil's always fun. I don't know. France was doing some of those nerd things where they're trying to waste time, and I get it. Like it's smart, but it's like, come on, dude. It's not what I'm here for.
Well, I was certainly cheering. I mean, obviously, I was born and raised in Mexico, so I was cheering for Mexico until they got knocked out. But they also beat Germany, so I was pretty happy. And after that, I was cheering for France. Although I'm not gonna lie, I kind of also wanted Croatia to win, just because they were playing out of their minds. It was really inspiring to see.
Yeah, no, they were playing great. Even like Mexico looked like an early favorite in the group stages. That beating Germany was nuts. I was
Here's the really funny thing. I didn't even watch the match because I assumed Mexico was going to lose. And then I heard and I'm just like, what? I don't think there's any country that I would have bet less money on than Germany. Mexico, I think they could beat any country on a good day. Yes, even Brazil and Argentina, but not Germany. That's the one country I would have never bet on. And they're like, no, they won. And I'm just like, all right, then. Anything can happen.
Yeah, it was a good World Cup. It was definitely a more entertaining one for the most part. I wish I would have got to watch more matches.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, regardless of whether this match will eventually end or not, the winner will go to grand finals, face Bravo Sucks at Tetris. The loser will fight for their position in third place. And the winner of that match, third place, second place, and first place, they all are getting some prize money, some amount of money. So that is certainly worth looking forward to.
It looks like we're about to go live. Dude,
oh my goodness,
who else is pumped to watch this kid crash again?
Absolutely.
Because he hasn't joined yet. He's been waiting to join. He's going to join. He's going to crash. So we'll just, when it goes live, we'll keep it here for a second. We'll make sure he actually gets to play video games.
What game is this?
This is Left 4 Dead 2. This is literally Left 4 Dead 2.
That's weird. This is a weird campaign. I don't think I remember seeing this one.
This is about normal.
Oh my goodness. We're actually going live. Things are moving. All right, that tank rock hit the fence. The survivors are...
Is he gonna stay in the game?
It looks like it. We do have a jockey landing onto Vanille just for a second, although it does get Proxy stumbled and boomed. There is a smoker not doing anything. Impressive is ghosted as a smoker, but he's not moving. That's concerning. Regardless, Reflector is in the hands of the tank, and here is the strat. The lovely, lovely strat that we were talking about.
Whoa, look at that. You see that?
What?
That was sick.
I didn't even... What? Okay, hold on. Reflector is pushing in. He gets a punch onto Rails. He's pushing right into, I think, Lobster's face. He gets a punch onto Vanille. Ellis is hit by a charger. My goodness. He's getting another punch onto Verbanski. One punch away. Verbanski is in capture. Now going to turn around. He gets a punch onto Lobster Fax. Another punch. No, he misses. Nice hit by Lobster Fax. Gets another punch onto Lobster. He's in the yellow. 2 more punches to go. 1 and 2. He is in capture right at the edge of the water. Vanille is the last man standing. She's trying to chip this tank down, but I don't think she can outrun it. Nice jump punch onto Vanille. She is slow, and there is no way out of there. This just might be the wipe for them.
Dude, Reflector's a legend, dude. He's a ledge. Did you see? He jumped from the light into the window.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Dude, the ultimate counter for the standing on the ledge strat. That was amazing.
Absolutely. When I was playing that tank, I could not do anything. I'm clearly just that much of an inferior player. I thought for sure this was going to be an ace, but loveb has wiped, and this is such a massive opportunity for Pink Slip. They are so in this. Not that they were ever out. I mean, obviously, it's not like the game was beyond winning, but my goodness, that is such a turnaround. Impressive thing. Why can't I move? I forgot about that. I don't think we saw impressive at all, that tank fight.
No, he was just stuck in ghost mode the whole time. I thought someone said once, like, if you're stuck like in a loading thing from like a pause and you crash, like, I think the longer you're loading it, the longer it takes you to get unstuck. I don't know, but someone in chat said, you know, what was this amazing strat that we were talking about? It was they just go up on this like pixel wide ledge, like on the outside of the fence on the second floor, and like normally the tank has to run like all the way around on the top to get to him, or you have to pull one down, and like SI like you can barely even get up to him.
Exactly. It's such a scummy strategy, but obviously Reflector is just that much smarter than me, because I didn't even know that you could walk in through that window. I'm shocked.
Dude, that was awesome. Like, I don't know, like, is that better than Lupe tank? Like, do we need to have like a showdown?
Because oh my goodness, I would be so down for that. 1v1 tanks only. Make it happen.
Dude, they need to bring Tank Ball back. That would be
Got the first hit going down, a pull and a charge missing onto Nick somehow, though Jockey does land onto Coach just for a second. Boomer proxies onto him, but Pink Slip are going to push on through. I mean, loveb has got to be nervous, and they have to be aware of that. This is the time. Now is the time. Hold that W, get as much distance as you can, because you need to get, you need to take this lead. You want as many points as you can get before this finale right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's still, they haven't played this tank pretty well on the infected side, so we're gonna see. Looks like this Hunter's gonna go kind of early, but there's not really a ton of support ready to go with him. Although that charge is gonna go, but just a little bit of chip damage. They're just trying to get people out of that 5-punch range, and yeah, no, for sure. Like, this is now really interesting, because if Pink Slip can kill this tank and they can make some distance, this could be, like almost a tied game going into finale.
Absolutely. This is such a dangerous situation if you're loveb. You do not want them making any kind of distance on this map, let alone taking the lead, but right now they're looking so good. Impressive and Trice are out of the 5-punch range, but Reflector and Simba are sitting pretty at 99 HP each. I mean, you've got to start doing some damage. The Smoker lands onto Nick just for a second. The Jockey lands onto Rochelle. The Charger gets an incredible distance charge onto Nick. That's a bad amount of separation. This is exactly what loveb needed.
The alarm car. Yeah, there's an alarm car in that.
Oh my, I'm learning so much. There's an alarm car in this shipping container, because, yeah, that's where that would be.
Yeah, right. How did the alarm not go off when that car landed on its side, right?
Right.
But, anyway.
Oh my goodness. Moving on.
Yeah, look at this health. So they're doing good damage, and we know this tank is coming up, and they're gonna have another attack here pretty soon. The survivors are gonna chill and just take this forward, and the SI are gonna set up. I'd like to see them maybe attack like as they're leaving, because it's kind of hard to get.
Absolutely. This warehouse is garbage. I would definitely want to hit them as they're coming out of this entrance right here. They've got a Spitter, Boomer, Charger, Hunter, shitty 2-2, but there's still lots of potential for damage if you can land that Spit Charge. Looks like they're going for it. The Infected are trying to spawn as they're going to leave this room, and loveb certainly is aware of that by now. Boomer spawns, gets Nick just for a second, but there's not many comments to speak of. Gets a proxy onto Rochelle somehow.
Through the floor.
Hunter go in.
Oh, that's unfortunate. The Charger stumbled Rochelle off and out of the spit, so...
Yeah, and the spread of that spit didn't reach that corner. Symbol was able to avoid a lot of damage right there.
Yeah, they didn't maximize their damage, but they're still getting good damage. And I think this bodes well for... We're going to ultimately probably see this team wipe, at that event if they keep taking damage like this. But again, we have this tank, and it'll be interesting to see how they take it. Pink Slip has really kind of impressed me. Their tank play has been pretty good on both sides. Well, for the most part, kind of on the Survivor side. But they've shown that they definitely know what they're doing out there.
And for whoever the tank is on this map, he has a lot of work to do because this is not an easy tank fight at all. You have a nice boom going out. Hunter gets skeeted. The smoker landed on Coach just for a second, but got cleared. Survivors are going to push on through here. Now is the time to spawn this tank. We're going to see where Pink Slip decides to take this and how loveb decides to respond. They have the tank right now in the hands of Lobsterfax. This is definitely the player you would want for such a high-pressure situation because this tank has to do work right now.
Yeah, he's been pretty good so far this game, so we'll see what he can do, and I think now is the time for an Infected Worm.
Absolutely.
Like, charging them off this side. Yeah, ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go, like, now.
Reloading. Charger. Reloading.
Okay, keep bleeding him, yeah. Simba's westing right there, he's hitboxable. You got nowhere to push you now. I won this boom, you might want to commit, but let's see.
Nice.
Yeah, you should commit. Yeah, commit. Vial's not gonna matter. They're aiming for you though. If you get Vial, you might want to cheat. Never mind.
I'm working.
Help him now. Go help him. Go help him. Go hit. Nice punch. That's the punch, Ice. You got him. Oh, no, on your back. He's down. Okay, coach.
You got him.
Nice. You have 100 health. We should be able to troll this.
All right, and we are back, and we watched Pink Slip play it a little more aggressively. They opted to take it on the hill there, and they took a lot of damage. Only one survivor with the permanent health, and that boomer really kind of surprised me. He landed the 2 boom, then like backed off and just kind of delayed, and then able to reboom again, getting his charge again. So pretty good damage there for loveb.
Reloading.
I think loveb's, the pressure is definitely getting to them. Oh dear, Lobster has crashed. That isn't what I meant. What I meant to say was I think they're playing a little too aggressive. Lobster, the boomer did land a nice 2 boom. Lobsterfax went in with the tank. He got biled. And then, Alexi and I were both sitting here watching, and we were like, no, Lobster, don't do it. But he went in. He did manage to get some nice damage, but not the wipe that he needed.
Yeah, I almost, my first thought, my first thought was, hey, maybe delay that and, let the bile wear off and let those common, go after the survivors again. But he went in, he got his incaps and got a lot of damage. So I think with this much damage, it's going to be tough for them to make the map. 3 guys slow and bleeding, and they still have this event. This event can be tough. So Lobsterfax has returned. Maybe he just needed a break to cool down after that tank. He's just like, I'm out, dude. But he's back, so we are going to go live here, hopefully.
Any second now. But, Lobsterfax, he did work. He got a lot of incaps. But Reflector is still sitting on a ton of permanent HP. They don't have any pills for their bleeding survivors, so hopefully Pink Slip can't get too far into this map if you're loveb. But right now, I think they have the potential, maybe make 100, 150 bonus.
Let's go.
Perhaps a little bit more if they manage to find any extra pills. I'm looking through the hedge range right now, but I'm still not seeing any. Urban Crash, indeed. There are no pills anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're going to make this, man. I think this event's going to be too much.
Well, I don't think they're going to make it either, but it's definitely, it's all about the distance right now. Every step they take is just a little bit shaved off of that lead that loveb had worked so hard to make. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. But, either way, dude, we're going to have ourselves a really close game going in the finale. So the closer that they get this score, just the better this finale is going to be. And we see this smoker. The smoker wants to go here pretty soon, waiting for Simba to kind of go up a little bit. And we're going to see some SI drop off this roof, I think. But they're kind of taking their time, and great pop on the boomer, and not a whole lot other than that.
Oh my goodness, looks like the spitter hit the wall and half the spit went onto the ledge or something. There was hardly any spit anywhere. That's another hit shut down very nicely, especially given that Impressive and Symbol were so low. Any scratch could have incapped them. Pixel, you know, they're going to make a little bit more distance. They're already up to about 1,000 points. This lead is now just... What? No, what am I saying? This lead is down to about 250 or so. They're going to start this event. We're going to see how far into this event they can make it. And as I mentioned, look at all these cars. Look at this. Look at the holes in these fences. This place is a death trap. Regardless, we do have a proxy boom going on onto 2 survivors. Hunter and Charger going in. The Charger gets absolutely melted. Hunter lands. Spit goes down. And
oh, dude!
Reflector
crashed and spit.
Yikes.
He's not moving. He took like 5 ticks. Oh, he lagged out. Okay, good. So he'll be able to get out of the spit. Because they need him to hold that health. Because like he's the only one with health, and everyone's so low. And I mean, Nick is gonna go down here too, and Simba's basically 1 health. So this is getting sketchy. And of course, we're not gonna see any distance points ticking up here for a little bit. So that's good for Lovebone. But yeah, this is 230 points, and that's another incap.
This is such a bad place to have in-cap survivors too. These commons are not going to stop until you shut off this event. And right now the Infector are capitalized on it. We've got a Smoker trying to get some pulls. He's not been cleared. He does get cleared. We do have a triple boom and a Hunter going down. That boom is going to walk in. He's going to push right into Coach's face, get another proxy. He knocks those survivors away. Right now Trice is so close to death. He's already sitting in spit. I think he just might die from that spit puddle. Looks like, yeah, Reflector is... I think he's still going to try and pick up Trice. My god, he is able to get him. All the survivors are on the other. Trice is black and white. He's going for it. I think he's just going for distance right now. No, he's going to stay and try and clear out some of these commons. We've got a Charger ready. All he needs is 1 punch on a Trice, I think. That's all it would take. He's going in. He misses the charge.
He's got a little more health at 1 punch, but yeah, he's going to get jockey. That's going to be bad. Yeah, dude, we got ourselves a game, dude. 200 points going into finale. Really, that's not a big difference, you know? I mean, and with how silly this finale can be, like, dude, if we see someone get cooked by gas cans, dude, like, that could be the game right there.
All right, we are going into the 4th and final map of this campaign. It is the airfield. This is a gas can finale, sort of like, you know, Dead Center, where the survivors had to collect a bunch of gas, load up a generator, then push a button and run their asses to a airplane for the finale. So it's a tricky one, and we've had a lot of issues with this campaign from a technical standpoint, as I'm sure both of these teams are aware. So hopefully we're not going to see any of that, but I have a sinking feeling we may.
Yeah, I hope we get a nice, clean finale. Also, shout out to Lovebone for having 1, 2, 3, 4 as a score right now. I think that's really probably the best thing to happen in this game.
That's a sign. That's a sign that the gods
doesn't happen. It doesn't happen very often. We are going to see this round and go live, and with the way these SI are setting up, this Boomer's going to kind of go from this gap in the fence here, and that'll be when the rest of his amigos come in. And Survivor's being very cautious, just kind of baiting rails out there. He's probably going to, you know, take at least one of these hunters on. We'll see if he can win that 1v1.
Both hunters going. Boomer lands a nice triple boom. Another hunter lands up the Rochelle just for a second. Smoker jumps down, getting some scratches. That's a nice amount of damage onto Verbansky right there.
Yeah, solid hit on him. Free boom obviously helps slow things down for on the survivor side. But they're gonna go forward, and this. There's a witch somewhere. The next alley she's gonna be in.
She tends to spawn there. I haven't seen her show up anywhere else in this map, so we're gonna see how that works. As far as they're pushing on through here, and yep, there she is, right here in this alley. Oh, what an awkward position. She's actually behind this Jeep. That's a bit of an advantage for the Infected, I would say. The survivors are gonna have to move up a little bit more if they want to aggro her, and they've got a Hunter Jockey Spitter Smoker. That's about as good as it's going to get a hit for a Witch if you're trying to interrupt this crown, which you're certainly planning to do if you are Team Pink Slip right now.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky. It's all going to be on the timing of the SI. I imagine we're going to see a draw crown here, maybe even drawn back into the hangar, unless Lobster Fax gets real aggressive. So if the SI can time this just right, you know, we can see a whole lot of damage come out here, and they're just kind of waiting and baiting, and it's going to go on to Ellis, Rails Barlow's going to get the draw. Yeah, and they get inside there, so this is going to be a pretty uneventful Witch Crown, I would imagine.
Where is this witch going? My god. Alright. Gets the incap.
Yeah, that's why I don't imagine, because I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think, I don't know, Rails maybe wanted to back up a little bit more. He kind of went by those boxes, and maybe he thought the SI were going to go down, but he got like jockeyed, and the Witch kind of took her time getting in.
Yeah, it was weird. She was swinging in just like the complete opposite direction, but then she turned around and she got the incap. I say this every game because it's true. Every single time I cast a game for some bizarre reason, something ridiculous always happens with the Witch. And I guess it was Lovebon's turn to get a random incap that they probably shouldn't have taken. Got the next hit, double boom going out. Jockey gets killed. Smoker gets a brief pull onto Rochelle just for a second, but gets cleared. And we are now into it. This is the gas can area. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, Alexi, but these gas cans are actually like a death trap. Because
they do a ton of damage.
If any survivor goes down near these gas cans and one of their teammates makes the mistake of shooting them, that survivor is for sure dead. They die in like 2 seconds. I've seen it happen. It is so funny, but oh my goodness. That thing, it's like taking 1 million spit damage in 1 second. It's so great.
Yeah, it's just a ton of fire damage just stacking on top of each other. So hopefully we don't see that. You know, I'd rather see this game be decided by, you know, who's the better team, not by
by skill,
not by fire or by some like AI thing like the Witch. That would be a dumb way to decide the game, right?
Oh, I appear to have crashed. Excellent.
Wow, you're just like them now.
Well,
I'll keep things going. Yeah, I'll keep things going up. They're gonna go. They got 3 cans in. They're gonna get 3 more. They like the 3 cans at a time strat, and the SI are gonna come in. They're gonna get a nice temporary tri-cap, and that Boomer Stumble is going to slow the clears here. We're seeing a lot of damage, and this jockey's trying to get Rails around the corner. Not going to get it, but Urbanski, meanwhile, taking a ton of damage. So we'll see the rest of these 3 cans go in, and only 2 more left, and then the tank fight. So far, pretty good damage for Pink Slip. I think they're probably pretty happy with this, and we're going to see another spitter come up, and we'll see if they can make a play on this. Looks like they might want to, and they're going to kind of go, but not gonna get what they were wanting there, and that's gonna pretty much. Are you back yet?
I am back, and looks like things have definitely fallen apart pretty quickly for Lovebone. Lobster is dangerously low. Vanilla and Rails are also sitting pretty low on health. There is fire everywhere, but luckily there are no survivors in those fires, so I guess we're not going to see any deaths quite yet.
It was close, but they've only got 2 pills left, and they have a tank to fight. And I want to see. I think Lobster may have taken some fire damage. I'm going to check the MVP here and see if he got any friendly fire. Not too much.
Landing onto Rochelle just for a second, but gets cleared. They're just 1 gas can away. It's just a matter of time now. Charger goes for a really ambitious charge, but it gets nothing for it. There are 2 gas cans sitting there, so hopefully the damage from that fire is mitigated. Even if someone goes down, they shouldn't die from it. That is honestly crisis averted. All 8 gas cans are loaded in, and now we have the tank for Pink Slip in the hands of Impressive. Please, for God's sake, do not crash.
Hopefully he doesn't crash, but I think this is as good of a time as any to go to their war room, because they need a white pool. There's a lot of damage.
Absolutely.
5. Got a white here.
Shoot that big mother!
They're free to split Nyx alone by the generator.
Where's the thing?
You should go in.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, you're just taking ship.
You can make quick.
Nice.
You can't die though. Don't let him die. Get out, get out.
Come on.
Heads up! Look out! I can't do this on my own! Give me some help! Reloading!
I'll get him in.
Cut that shit out!
We're still in first pass.
Gotta reload!
Yeah, just bleed him out. All 4 are bleeding.
Reloading!
Second. Should we hit?
Yeah, we should hit.
Trust doesn't have a spawn.
Excuse me.
Don't die.
Can get above them and throw their ropes. Fuck,
You're
second
gonna go
time.
AI. Just go
Yeah.
Nice.
Reloading. Smoker. Reload. Go on your feet. Let's go.
All right, and we're back, and that tank started out a little weird at first. Impressive, opting to kind of relocate himself, but then changing his mind and getting an in-cap on the Verb, and we're seeing Lovebone really low on health here. We got Verb and Lobster at basically 1 health. Rails is in-cap, Vanille's at around 30 health, but they're gonna hit this button, and there's something interesting here. So this last tank on Finale, it's on a timer, which I didn't know. And I think it starts on this second button for the elevator. A timer's going to start, and that'll decide when the last tank spawns. And because they're so slow, there's a good chance we see this tank come into play before they even get to it. But Rails is actually just going to leave his team, try to get some distance. He's going to get pulled, and that's going to be the end of that. So they've got almost 700-point lead on them right now. So
good, but not insurmountable. If I were Lovebone,
Yeah.
I'd still be very nervous. This is no time to relax. It's
Yeah, I
all
mean,
about the
all-
infected play.
all Pink Slip needs is to make the escape vehicle with all 4. Not even, they just have to get close, and that'll give them the win. They don't need 800 points; they need 700. So we're gonna
And
have
we
to.
do have just a bit of a technicality that we need to resolve because of the nature of this map. For whatever reason, no tank spawns on the no tank spawns for the other infected team on this finale for whatever reason. So we need to restart the campaign. For that reason, Xbye was writing down the scores just so we can all remember what they were actually at. And yeah, it's just a slight hiccup that we had to take care of due to the fact that we are playing on an add-on campaign, which also tends to make you crash and lots of great things. It puts cars in shipping containers for some reason and all that good stuff.
It's just it just adds to the excitement. It's see, that's what makes competitive Left 4 Dead 2 special, because dude, you don't see this in CS:GO or Dota.
Absolutely.
Those nerds and their games that work, that's boring. Who wants to who wants to watch or play that? I want to play a game where I might just die because I jumped on a common's head or something, right? That's exciting.
Exactly. The games for real men, the old arcade games where every single enemy and blade of grass was trying to kill you.
Yeah, right. This is the Contra of competitive games. This is the Battletoads of
We are back into it. Pink Slip on the Survivor side, Vanilla's for some reason on their team as well. Interesting. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
the
think
scores, my bad.
Yeah, they're trying to get things sorted out and figured out. And hopefully we'll get things squared away and we'll get going. So yeah, this is gonna be exciting. This is for all the marbles. I mean, whoever wins this game guarantees them money, and they go down in history as top 1% earners in Left 4 Dead 2 history. So yeah, they'll have that to tell their grandkids, and however many years.
Pink Slip on the Survivor side, Lovebone on Infected, and right now I think it's all down to the Infected. If they can wipe Pink Slip, before they, manage to make it past where Lovebone did, it's all about them. The gas cans are certainly always a threat. That would certainly be the play I'd be looking for, but that's just me.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I was typing to someone. I didn't pay attention to what you said.
No
I'm
problem at
sorry.
all.
I'm sorry, I have nothing to add to that.
We are this close to going live. Reflector is the only one ready. We are going live. We are ready, and we've got, I think because we restarted, do we get different spawns now? We do. Charger, Boomer, Hunter, Smoker. So that's a little interesting.
That is, and also this witch is going to be in a different spot. which if you remember from last time, it was in a kind of tricky spot. But we're going to see a nice DP. Verbansky pouncing heavy with that 25 damage bounce. And yeah, I think this witch is going to spawn. I hope the end of this hallway. No, she's not.
Well, like you mentioned, for Lovebone, the witch spawned behind the Jeep, which actually caused them a lot of problems, and as you remember, that random in-cap onto rails. So Kingslip certainly has an opportunity. I mean, it's not down to them, of course, but if this witch spawns in a bit of a more favorable position, they can hopefully avoid an in-cap, although Verbansky has already taken a big chunk of their health away already. Where is this witch? Yeah, she's way down at the end of the alley. That's a much better spot for the survivors, I mean.
Yeah, and that's how you're going to go early. They're going to say, you know, forget the witch, and they're going to get a double boom, but nothing else is going to land. So, oh, actually, just kidding. Rochelle's going to get stumbled in some spit, and with the new spit, she takes 7 damage. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, this witch is in a more favorable position, and we're going to see, I think it was Nick impressive to take her out. So that's big. You know, that's big because Rail's going down to that witch and going the whole event, you know, no perm health. I mean, that right there could have, you know, really changed the way this finale played out.
Absolutely. That really shot Lovebone in the foot, and Kingslip, luckily, is not going to have to deal with that. But they've still got the rest of Lovebone to contend with. 200 going in from the back, a Charger going in from the back as well, but it misses. And looks like that Smoker fell off and wasn't able to get the bull. He's going to go for it anyway. He does got it just for a second, and he gets killed.
Yeah, although I do like the idea because once they kind of get out into here, there's not a lot, and it also gives them another attack, like right as this can's being picked up. So we're gonna see what happens. I mean, this could be cool. We could see someone make a mistake on these cans and just go up in flames.
Yes, we could see them being engulfed in the absolute inferno that is these gas cans. Looks like they actually did a bit of like spreading them around. That's actually a pretty smart strategy. They looks like they're going for it 3 gas cans at a time, just like Lovebone did. The hits going in, Charger and Jockey both get shut down. The spit does go down onto the gas can, but they are able to get it out of there at the last second. A single boom does land onto one of the survivors, but nothing really to note of.
Yeah, that Charger went through the door and then all the way down that little like hallway and somehow like squeezed between the 2 survivors and wasn't able to land. But Kingslip's making quick work of these gas cans. They're really just tossing. Also, something to note, you can't M1 and M2 these cans and throw them further, which I thought was interesting.
Is that due to the config?
That's what they were telling me. They said it was a config thing. I don't know if like I don't know if it happened with Pug and someone got mad and even their Pug, and I don't know if that's what happened, but it really kind of makes this a little more frustrating because you used to be able to like chuck those cans from like the bottom up to the top and go a lot faster.
That would certainly speed things up, but Kingslip is doing just fine regardless, I would say. Like, Simba's taken a lot of damage, already dipped into his pills, but I don't think, you know, that's anything super concerning at the moment. They're still in good shape to take this tank, and I think if they manage to take this tank without, you know, getting an in-cap the way Verb unfortunately got, they are in a solid position to take this game. If I were Lovebone, I'd be really nervous. This tank is now going to be either the MVP of the team or is unfortunately not going to be able to save the day. The next hit goes in. Jockey and Smoker both going in onto Nick just for a second. But, you know, they both get cleared. Trice impressive reflector. They've still got 3 pills for them, and they're all, you know, relatively good health. No, Trice is going to dip into those pills. So they got 2 pills left for their 2 bleeders, but they're still in good shape as far as I'm concerned.
Well, they've got 2 on them. They've got 4 on the box. They haven't touched their pills.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so. You're absolutely right. I'm an idiot. They're still moving along. Just 2 gas cans to go, and I think they've both got them in their hands, so there's nothing to worry about, although there is a ton of fire blocking their way right now.
Dude, check out the teamwork. They're passing cans from down low, and they're catching them up top. I guess that's
interesting.
That's the way to do it. That's, you know, scavenge. The scavenge kids always said scavenge was always so much more, you know, skillful and strategic, and they're showing us why.
I guess there's always something you can learn from game modes that no one plays. The Jockey does land onto Rochelle just for a second. One of those gas cans get lit by the spit. Very nicely done. That Boomer's walking around trying to move that gas can. Nope, he's just going to sit right on it, but it doesn't go anywhere. I think they blocked that in that conflict. That's a shame.
No, it'll still go flying. I don't know. That's just some weird Left 4 Dead 2 stuff, probably.
Oh, did it? Yeah, that gas can didn't go anywhere. I thought for like maybe they put like a ceiling box on it. I have crashed again, so take it away, Alexi.
All right. The one thing to kind of note that's interesting is this whole like upper area by the generator, the spit just like doesn't spread. It's the little tiny baby puddle. So they've been going for these spit plays on cans, but it's really easy to throw that can out of there because it just doesn't spread. And we're going to see this SI attack going as this tank spawns. Oh, we're going to see a charge onto Rochelle. That's Trice with a little baby spit for the in cap, and they're going to send the tank in. Vanille's going in. She's got Reflector in the corner, and one more punch on Reflector. He's going to be down, and she is going to get the in cap. Oh, dude, and now Nick gets corner locked, or common locked, I'm sorry. He is going to get away, though. He's going to get those pills off, and Vanille's now chasing Simple. We got 2 survivors up. We're going to see a 2, and they are going to pick a 3rd survivor up and tank rocks that truck. Because, you know, but this is intense. Vanille's down to like 2,500 health. She's going to recommit with a 2 boom. And SI support's coming up. One more punch on Impressive, and he's down, and that's going to be the in cap. And now Vanille's just going ham, dude. She's going to get Ellis, which is Reflector. We're going to see a pounce onto whoever that guy is, and one more punch, and Vanille's going to win the game for her team.
GGs are already going out, and
There
it
you
is
go.
indeed right. Vanille has closed out this game. I am so disappointed I crashed right before she went in, because I so wish I could have seen it. The real MVP right there, standing in right behind this military truck. What an incredible game. I mean, Pink Slip was definitely behind, but they could have done it. That was razor thin right there.
Dude, that was nuts. I think Vanille confirmed MVP, dude. She just won it.
Absolutely. That would certainly be
It
my
was,
argument, but it's not my place to tell other people how to vote. Speaking of voting, everyone should definitely head over to mavwar.com/vote-MVP. Vote for whoever you thought was the star of the show. If it was Lobster, Trice, Rails, or Vanille, you know, it's totally up to you. And I'm so looking forward to the rest of this tournament. What a game.
Yeah, that was just to kind of recap on that very last tank. Really bad timing for Pink Slip. That in cap right as the tank spawned, and there was still some common kind of trickling in. And you know, I don't know who made the call for that tank to go in, but Vanille with the aggressive tank play and getting the in caps and the SI, you know, with the support, it was a great way to end the game, right?
Well, I certainly had a blast watching this game and casting. I hope you all enjoyed watching it too. Lovebone will continue on to the grand finals, facing Team Bravo Sucks at Tetris. And Team Pink Slip, it's not over for them. They are still in the running for 3rd place. There's still some money to be made. They will be facing Coach Shade's Academy, yes. So make sure to tune in to watch both of those games, because they are for sure going to be very exciting.
Absolutely. I imagine they'll be scheduled in the next week or some. I don't know. I don't know how the scheduling works. It'll be soon. Make sure you check out the Maverick Warrior website. I don't remember the web address, but I guarantee you, the scheduling will be on there, and that's where you'll want to go.
Mavwar.com, MAVWAR.com.
Cool. All right. Well, that's really all I got for this game. I don't know if you have anything else you want to say.
No, I think I'm good. I had fun. Always a pleasure casting with you, Alexi. Big shout out to Xbye also for streaming this match. And I will see you next time.
Adios.